You know who you're dealing with.
How are the three of us to...
All right, okay, what are we talking about?
This is awesome. I'm happy that you're all here. We've got Corey Feldman and Jamison Newlander and Brooke McCarter. We got the Frog Brothers and one of the awesome vampires. Yeah, Paul, right? You played Paul, right?
Yeah.
In the bathtub.
So let's talk
With the dog.
That's it.
Let's talk.
My claim to fame, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about that scene. How?
It's a bathtub, dude.
Remember that question, the lady I had to came or that old
The bathtub.
I want to say that was one of the coolest deaths in the movie because your death lasted the duration of the film because the blood kept on coming up. Let's talk about that scene. How did you use the dog? The dog jump on you? How many times did you have to go in the tub? You spent hours screaming probably during the shoot, right? On that scene.
There was a stretch there where we were like
Another story altogether.
in the slime, like the slime. At some point there was a puddle of slime in the bathroom, and we were waiting for the next shot, just in that puddle.
Oh, it
of
was so
slime.
nasty.
Awful.
It was so cold. The water. It was like
cold,
all
too.
cold, slimy, red, cold slime.
They're just like slimy.
And they weren't even in the tub. I had to be in.
Now, was the dog like a fake dog that they threw on you, or was it like the real?
That's a great question, actually. These guys were tougher to fight than the dog. They couldn't get the dog to jump up high enough on the chest to make it look right. So, like 4 stunt guys from the set held the dog, and when they yelled action, threw the dog on me.
Fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
And did you have to fall in the tub each time?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How many times did you do that?
Twice.
Just twice?
Yeah.
They got it
Yeah.
cut. 1987 filmmaking.
And
That's
they had
good
dry
stuff.
ice, in the tub to make
You were
it
getting
like
well, so maybe the stunt guy was getting
And
well.
I had like this mesh shirt on, and so the dry ice would come up under your clothes and stick to your skin.
That's no bueno.
Yeah, and Joel was just like, "Give me more."
Joel's like,
Okay.
hey, let's just rip that right off.
And you have to hold your breath under the water, and it's like they're hold on, we got to reset the light. You're dying underneath
Dude,
here.
let's rip that off right now.
I do think Lost Boys is one of the most iconic, and if not the best, vampire movies still to this day. When y'all got the scripts, what did y'all think about
It's
it?
okay.
It's okay.
It's like, there's
He's
better
more
ones.
Twilight.
I like sparkles.
You sparkle. Wasn't there sparkles in the blood in
all
that?
the glitters
Yeah,
is
there was
Twilight.
glitter in our
A little bit of glitter in that game.
All that glitters is Twilight.
So Joe, when y'all got the scripts, did y'all immediately love the script?
I was just happy to have a job. Like I counted my lines, and I was like, I was
To be honest, I was swindled by Donner. He was like, "Kid, we're doing another Goonies." I was like, "We are?" And he's like, "Yeah, except this time it's with vampires." It'll be the same thing.
I was written.
That's awesome.
Originally, that's how it was written.
That was the pitch. That was the pitch.
And you just let's do it.
Yeah.
No, did you meet Corey Haim on this? Because this was your first movie together,
Yes.
right? How did y'all bond immediately, or?
We hated each other
Hated
the
each
whole time. Always have, always will. No, I'm just joking. No, yeah, the first day we got together, we played football with our dads, and we went to the beach, and it was just like, I was like best friends immediately. But he started it really. He was like, because I actually was kind of prone to not like him. I was like, doing well in my career already, and like I had all these
Like, we don't
movies.
know the Corey.
And all of a sudden, like in the teen magazines, like I'm used to like seeing my page and my pinup, and then all of a sudden, like on my page, there's like right opposite me, there's like Corey Haim, and I'm like, what? Who's this new kid in town? Corey Haim. And I'm like, yeah, who is this new kid? And then this girlfriend, this was the worst part, a girlfriend of mine who I'd been in love with for like 4 years, but I was like awkward and shy, so I was afraid to tell her that I loved her. And she'd call me up and she'd be like, I've been seeing this guy. He is so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, I really like him. And I'm like, what's his name? Oh, it's funny enough, his name is Corey too. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me! So yeah, by the time he called me, I was like ready to strangle him. But he like called up and he's like so nice and sweet and like leaves this answering machine message. He's like, hey man, how are you? This is Corey Haim. Yeah, so we're gonna be working together, bro. I'm really excited about it. Like, we gotta meet, let's hang out, dude. And I'm like, oh great, now he's nice on top of it. Yeah, so.
You made a bunch of movies together. What was the best part, if you remember from 1986, 1987, best part of making Lost Boys? Best day on set, or?
You know what? And the whole entire experience was awesome. It was just like a dream. We didn't know what we were doing, like really. So know,
giving you some love.
yeah, totally. You know, I mean, these guys were really young. You know what I mean? We were in our 20s, and they were in their teens, and they had a cast that was incredible. But no one was really famous yet, like they are now from the, you know, from all that. So, and no one knew like we'd be talking about it 25 years later. You know,
It made such a big impact. Did y'all know at the time, like, this is going to be?
No.
But Joel would always say we're making movie history, but he was joking.
I did. No, I did.
You said it too?
No, I knew it would be. No, I did. I mean, but like I was jaded because every movie I did was number one. So I'm like, well, of course it'll be number one.
It's true. It's you got a good string.
And you had a great cast, and you know, working. Oh, I guess you worked with Kiefer twice, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I remember this. Well, you want to talk about that, but let me just break in here. There was this one
I
thing.
don't want to talk about it.
My favorite day on the set was when like Brooke was getting all rambunctious. I don't know what was going on. Like, the older kids were like always upset about this at the security guards and everything. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And the security guard, Brooke was all up in his face, and he goes like this, and like. They sort of, everybody like stepped back and they were just like, maybe this guy knows jujitsu. He's like, you know, he's a security guard. And Haim was like, that guy, maybe he knows jujitsu. He could have like killed Brooke.
Wow.
I don't remember any of that.
I really don't.
It's just like that crazy stuff where,
But yeah. Okay.
yeah, you know, where like these guys were like, this were
They
partying
were
so much.
into their
It was
freaking
great.
characters.
I was
Let's just
so
say that
jealous.
much.
I didn't even know I was jealous. I didn't even know I was jealous. I was
We
like,
definitely were sleep all day party. It was like
Yeah.
we were that, you know, when you work for 12, 16 hours a day and then you think that you would go home and go to bed but you kind of had to unwind. So there'd be
Well, no,
like-
yeah, but it's night shoots, right?
Yeah,
so, like,
so it's
when
night
you're
shoots.
shooting nights and then you just get on that schedule and you're used to it.
It's like
So
11 a.m.
They got like all the windows tinfoiled out
That's
at the
right, yeah.
hotel, and you know. If I didn't know any better, or if I knew better, either way, I thought they were crackheads. But I didn't think they were crackheads, but I should have thought they were crackheads,
Right,
but I
yeah.
didn't because I knew they weren't. But
I knew they
You know what
weren't.
I'm saying?
It wasn't even invented.
If you were anybody
Yeah.
else,
The term
and you-
wasn't.
if you were anybody else and it was 5 years from then, and you were walking down the street and saw tinfoil on the windows, you would have thought they were crackheads.
or aliens.
or aliens.
No, afraid of aliens. Big difference.
Or maybe baked potato they were trying to cook.
Maybe we were the baked potato.
Yeah.
You're the frog characters own a comic book store in the movie. Did y'all read comics at all? I owned a comic book store, so
Did you really?
yeah.
You kind of look like the guy whose comic store really is. You
He
remember that
does
guy?
look a little bit like. Is that really you? Are you trying to trick us right now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's already been happening all day. The episode's almost done. I want the check. All right. That's
But did y'all read comics at all back
No,
then, or
I wasn't that into comics. I was a little dyslexic.
Same
Archie.
Yeah.
Him was the comic kid.
He was the
Okay,
kid.
so he knew.
He would literally, like, you knew him was at your house if you, like, found, like, a bunch of torn up Archies underneath your bathroom door.
That's exactly right. That's perfect. Yeah.
Why would they be torn up?
Because, like, I don't know why.
And he just loved Archie.
He'd, like,
was hard on
he'd read it, and just be like, shh.
Yeah, maybe he needed toilet paper. I don't know.
Everything, he pretty much tore and broke anything he came in contact with. He was like Tasmanian devil, like, and you like walk in, and like all of a sudden this room looked like this now, but all of a sudden there was like glasses everywhere.
Disaster.
And it's like, how did that happen in 30 seconds?
It's only one guy.
There's some excellent, hilarious dialogue throughout the movie. I want to know how much of it was improv and how much of it was actually scripted. Like the term "vamped out." That was like one of the first movies, if not the first one, to use it. Was that totally you?
That was Haim.
That was Haim?
Yeah, he came up with that one.
Yo, vamped out, Michael. Something like that.
Yeah, that was definitely him. I remember him saying that on the set. Actually, he's like, "Well, man, look at you all vamped out."
Yeah, so he came up with it.
So true. I
He used to say
remember
that.
saying that.
Yeah.
It does seem like a Hampshire thing.
Yeah.
But the other stuff was in the script, but Joel was rewriting the script.
Based on stuff we were saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah, and so he
was like
came to
learning
us.
our lingo, and then
Yeah,
like,
it's
you
smart.
know.
It's smart.
Plus, you know, there were definitely times that like that was, I always say that was the first line I ever wrote in a movie, which now I like write all my lines in movies like pretty much. No, seriously. So
Yeah.
like that was like the first time I ever like asserted myself and was like, I have a line, and I want to use it.
Yeah, right.
And Joel was like, okay,
That's
wait a
good.
minute.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, but the one I say, Vampires and the undead go together like bullets and guns.
Yeah, it's true, actually. I remember that you
I wrote that line.
Yeah. And he was like,
Brilliant.
it's better.
Like, it was like, isn't there something better in there? Jeez, all right, fine, just
He's the boy.
You know what was cool though about it is we didn't know what they were filming, and they didn't really know what we were filming. So to see the end product,
true, actually,
and to see
right.
some of the stuff that you didn't even know was going on, like I had no idea in the comic book shop that you guys had all that dialogue,
Right.
and that's when it got funny with you and Haim and the American
Yeah.
way. That shit was awesome. You know what I mean?
That was the day I almost got fired.
Yeah. Well, I remember, Joel was having a hard time with everybody. I mean,
No, I was having a hard time. that
He
day.
slapped.
I remember you were having a hard time.
But it wasn't really my fault. I
was.
was, slave child coming to life.
Right. In the context of that, it wasn't your fault, but in the moment, it was your fault.
Yeah, what I mean,
I gotta tell you.
Did you say you almost got fired from the movie?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
It's in the book. Choreography.
Oh, it's
Buy the book.
Buy the book.
We
have some
say
upstairs,
about
we like
Joel, right, is that he kept everybody on their game. Like he
That
kept
is true,
everybody.
absolutely.
Like he got the best work out of everybody he could. And him and Haim and Jamie were like on their game at 14, like
Oh, dude,
doing
he
some
pushed
killer
into the
acting.
brain.
So
He was like a drill sergeant, for real.
He's like, no, what are you doing? Like that scene where we had to be like, remember that scene?
Yeah.
And like, they're like,
Too much!
Yeah.
Too much!
Yeah.
What are you, please?
you're quiet and you're not saying it at all. It was like the first day after our long break or something. We came back and then we were like, you got to do it right, okay? Action. And then we did it and my voice was changing and I was like, and yeah, so mad. And I was like,
yeah.
he knew he couldn't be mad about that, but he still was.
But he still was. Still found reasons.
What for each of you? What are some of your favorite scenes in movies that have always stuck with you, that have stayed with you, and just keeps you
In different
passionate?
movies?
Yeah, in different movies, not your own per se,
Yeah.
but just your.
I might date myself a little bit here, but I just thought like a couple of things that the first Star Wars with Darth Vader. I thought that was incredible.
With Darth Vader, which part?
Well, just the original one when it's like Luke, I am your father. Like when the
That's not the original.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah. No.
Is it okay?
Luke, I'm Your Father was Empire Strikes Back.
I thought that was brilliant.
That was
The second release.
Yeah, the second.
That was one of the greatest moments in.
I think that was 79.
I think also,
Right? I don't know. Yeah.
No,
Because it was just such a surprise, and we didn't have the internet for spoilers, right?
Not back in.
So it was like you walk in the
83
theater
or
and you're
81.
actually experiencing it for the first time,
Right.
right?
yeah, that was
like,
really true. And
What? You're fought? What? Why is
Yeah.
he joking like that? That's such a bad joke. Why
we were
would he
like
do that?
devastated. Like I was.
No, the whole, I mean, for like probably the next 2 years, all I thought about, it was a joke, right? Then you wasn't really his
Right.
father,
Right,
right?
right.
They're gonna fix it in the next movie.
Yeah, and then the next movie, you're like, oh shit.
You're like, they're really acting like he is. Like, when are they gonna tell us he's not?
No, it was a no. But that time, then I'm like, and Leah's your sister, and you've been making out with her? Oh my god!
So much to process.
In the
It's
beginning,
treason.
the beginning of Jedi, where she's scantily clad.
Oh, Slave
I
Leia.
remember.
Yeah, that was also my first boner moment in a movie.
Yeah.
And then I worked with her 4 years later on The Burbs, and I was like, not too much.
Oh yeah, you did work on the Burbs, right? With Hanks and Bruce Dern.
Yeah, what was it like working with the Hankster?
Him was great, man.
No, Hankster.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That little nugget. No, he was great actually. He was a very, very cool guy, very funny, very outgoing. Like, it was crazy because it was a crazy time. Like his whole thing was just blowing up at that time, and he had Big out, and it was like big, it was huge, and he was on the cover of Rolling Stone. And it's like there he is, on the cover of Rolling Stone. I remember he's sitting there in the makeup chair, and anybody else at that point is going to just be like. He wouldn't even be in the makeup chair with everybody else. He'd be in his own chair, and he'd just sit there and be like, nah, that's funny. Yeah, I think they could have used a better picture anyway, blah, blah, blah. Just
okay.
rolled over it.
Played
you know
it
what I
down,
mean?
yeah.
That's how he got to be so big, is he didn't care. He didn't care about he just cared about making it better.
Right.
Which is like how Brooke is. But no, the thing is, also, we snuck into the pool. Oh, we were onto the pictures, movies.
Yeah.
The scenes.
Okay,
Favorite scenes.
along the lines of Star Wars, I don't mean to harp on Star Wars here, but when the lightsaber came out for the first time in Star Wars, the original Star Wars, that was a change, was a season in my life, you know.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I love the movie Casablanca.
That's a good one.
Like, and also the movie Broadcast News. I know these aren't like movies that, you know, kid in a horror movie, but I'm not a kid anymore. I like the romantic comedies.
All right.
That's what Casablanca is.
All right, Woody Allen.
What about you?
Albert Brooks.
Favorite scenes?
I'm gonna go with the moment that Celie realizes that she's beautiful in The Color Purple.
All right. Good Spielberg one.
Yeah, it's deep.
I thought it was going to be a Sigmund and the Sea Monster reference or something.
That was big too when
What do you
Sigmund,
take
oh
me
my
for?
god. When Sigmund realizes.
HR Puffin stuff.
All right, now HR Puffin stuff we're talking. Now we're talking. Witchy Boo is the
When the
shit.
flute gets separated from
No.
Jerry.
I mean, the last 20 minutes of Close Encounters
Or
of the
Liz
Third
Miller.
Guy, like,
Let me-
That is a
you know,
good
where
Let me
they
just tell you,
come out of the shit.
how many times
That's a good one.
I would like every time they'd get me with the doctor and he'd be like, who? And I'd be like, who? And he'd be like, who? And I'd be like, oh, I get it. Every time he got me.
What turned you on to music and playing music?
I've always done music.
Always done.
People don't realize that, but I actually used to get my first jobs singing.
Yeah?
Because, I wasn't that good of an actor. So my parents would train me to go in and sing. Because I was like 3, you know, you can act when they're 3. I didn't
That's
know what the
cute.
word meant, but
That's
I could
cute.
do a song, right? So they lock me in my dungeon with a record player and tell me that I couldn't eat or come out of the dungeon until I learned a song. It was really cute.
Is that true?
Adorable.
Not so charming.
What was the first song you learned?
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Followed by Let Me Out of My Closet. Feed me, please.
Feed me Seymour.
Feed off from Little
Feed me
Shop.
Seymour from Little Shop Horrors. No, I'm joking. No,
Hear a little of it?
Raindrops keep falling on my head, and Junk Food Junkie. That was the one that really won him over at every.
Junk Food Junkie?
Yeah, by Jim Croce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jim Croce. That's awesome.
That was what I had to sing to people when I walked in on auditions.
Can we hear a little of it?
No. If you pay me for this interview, we might come up with some barter.
How'd you come up with Extension Millennium?
It's not Ascension.
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 There you are.
Yes.
Interesting story. So, okay, first of all, like I've always wanted to have my own studio in my house, and I never, like, for whatever reason, had one. And like finally, like my friends helped me build this studio. So I'd done like a couple cover songs, you know, and like maybe one little doodle of original stuff, but like we were just still kind of like testing and wiring and getting things going, making sure everything sounded right and everything worked, and like so I did this cover of a John Lennon song, and I was doing a guitar solo over it. And you know, I mean, I'm not really a guitarist, but like when you have your own studio, you can like noodle and you can try little things, and then you grab a little moment or a sample or whatever, and then it can turn into a thing. So that's the fun of having your own studio. And because you're not wasting some engineer's time who's sitting there for days and days, you know.
Right.
But anyway, so I was doing this guitar solo, and my friend, who was actually on the two Coreys, he started, you know, as my friend on that show because he played my assistant, or he was my assistant, but he became my assistant on the show. His name was Jake. And so Jake was over visiting, and I was in the studio, and I'm noodling on this guitar solo, and he goes, wow, and he starts filming it, you know, he's like, dude, this is so cool. I'm getting to film Corey Feldman doing his first ever guitar solo, bitchin'. And I'm like, okay, smart ass, you want to see something really cool? You want to see a song that's like a monster hit song just get written from scratch? You want to see how that works, bro? You know, like we were just like messing with each other. And I go over to my engineer, I'm like, yo, give me a drum sound. I'm gonna show you how this works. And I like just throw down a beat, you know, and then I'm like, give me a bass sound, bass, you know, and I like literally played in every single part over an hour and a half, all is kind of like, oh yeah, watch this, you know, and I actually wrote the song, and like at the end of the thing, I was like, that's a really good hook, and I'm like, what is that hook? Da 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 da. What is that? And I'm like, what could that be? Ascension. Everybody's talking about Ascension because it was right before 2012. And right when everybody thought that like at 12, 12, 12, the world was going to be over, it was like another one of those, Mayan calendar, the world's ending, all this stuff. So it's like, okay, well, what's going to happen when, some people are going to go to hell, some people are going to ascend. So it's like all about what's happening right now. What's the most prevalent thing at this moment in everybody's mind? The ascension and the new millennium. Those are the two things. So let's put that together. Ascension, millennium, and what does that mean to me? So anyway, I didn't really get into the theory of it, but I put those two words like ascension, millennium. Hey, that works. All right, cool. And that was it. And I went to bed. And then the next morning, I woke up and I wrote all the lyrics. Like, what does that mean to me? Okay, got it. So it was literally done. The whole entire song was done in like 3 hours.
Wow, and it's a cool video. I like seeing Sean Astin do the Goonies map and everything. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was amazing.
How long did it take to shoot the video?
A couple days, but it's all done in one shot.
Yeah.
So you just have to like keep doing it over and over and over until we got it perfect. Which we still, even the one shot that is in the, it's still not perfect. There's like a lot of mistakes if you knew what they are. But some people have spotted a few of them, like the guy's string on his hat that comes down with the hat.
Yeah.
Because we had all these hats stapled to the roof with strings on them, so that when we cued, they would all drop down and people would pull them off the string and put it on and start the dance sequence. Well, this one kid in the back pulled too hard and the whole string came down on it, and he like danced the whole dance with like a big rope hanging off of his hat. You have to look for the details.
Cool. Since y'all are on horror movies, you've been in Friday the 13th and Lost Boys. You were in The Blob, right?
Yeah.
And Lost Boys. What are your favorite horror movies that have always that scared you the most, or the best ones?
Yeah, I remember cracking this out the last convention we did, that I was always embarrassed about for some reason. But I think The Omen is like. Corey reminded me that that's in fact a Richard Donner.
Yes, it is.
That is a Richard Donner movie.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, it's that freaked me out.
That is a scary movie.
One of the great horror movies of all time, isn't it?
The scene where the chick hangs herself.
Yep.
Man, that's
No wonder
scary.
I like it. It's the same crew.
It's not considered a horror movie, but let me say, I thought Jaws.
I think Jaws is a very scary movie.
But I really, my horror film, the first Halloween, I think it was.
Carpenter, yeah.
The first Halloween was scary, really scary when you were young and just a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. What about you?
I would say
same thing.
that.
It's a bullseye.
That's the Target symbol from. Have you ever been to Target?
Yeah.
He hit it.
Oh, really? Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
You
fun.
can't-
Halloween or for both?
No, just his. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah.
And I've got to ask you, what are a couple of your favorite Michael Jackson songs?
Who's that?
King of Pop.
Oh, the guy from Persia. Yeah, he's. I like Lakamanegim and my two favorites. Is it King of Pak or King of? Oh no, sorry. King of Tupac. Take that back. Yeah, it's King of Pak, like Pakistan.
King of Pop. Yeah.
Pak.
Who knows what Pakistan's?
Yeah, different. I'm very cultural.
So it would be Liberian Crow.
Stranger in Moscow. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess it would be since I'm in the video. So, no. Not my favorite video by far of his. It's a pretty tough choice, but I'd say my top three are what?
No, I'm just going to count. Number one.
Smooth Criminal,
That's-
for show.
There you go.
The bass line is just unstoppable. When I heard it the first time, I was on the set of the video quite a bit, and when I walked in the first time and I saw the costumes and I saw the choreography, and then I heard that bass line drop, and I was like, done. Yeah, that was it. And then Man in the Mirror.
That's my favorite.
Man in the Mirror is actually a pretty good song.
Both on the Bad album.
Brilliant song.
Yeah.
Say it, Garrett.
Yeah.
And,
One of my favorites, for sure.
And Billie Jean, of course.
No Thriller.
Billie Jean probably, yeah.
That's good. Those are good ones. And where would, if the Frog Brothers were around fighting vampires today, where would they be living?
They
Would
are
live-
around.
Well, there's been 3 movies.
There's
Three movies.
And then Frog Brothers appear in all
All
three.
three. All right. And the comics too, right? Remember I sold the comics.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The story of the comic series is in there, which is pretty fun, actually.
It is.
For people who are following the
I
comics.
helped write that, actually.
Totally.
Did you too?
Yeah.
No, for real, I'm serious.
I know you did. I offered some pointers, I believe. But
Yeah, like he would send me the script and say you want to change it. And,
Yeah.
You know, I like literally would.
You just get an improv right here.
I know, this is great.
No, but it's true. That's true. Because Hans and I were working on the script for the third one.
It's true. You were a lot closer because you already worked on the second one together.
Yeah.
So me, I was just a little more like, yeah, baby, it's great. It's great.
We gotta start working on the script for, number 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is there a fourth one coming?
So bad.
We
Yeah,
gotta write it,
there's
do it.
momentum for 4.
Make it happen.
I feel like, I also think that TV show, I don't know why they won't do it there, or maybe they will do it.
Well, we had that other idea, which I think we should still do.
I totally agree with
I totally
that.
forgot about that.
And there's actually
That's a
somebody
really
who,
good one.
at the last convention, approached me.
You never know. Right now I'm been a little bit focused on G2.
So,
As opposed to
is the
G-pop.
script officially written yet?
No.
No, you're still in the process of writing. Are you giving pointers to it, or?
No.
Not with that crowd. Right?
Sean and I did a little something, and we had a meeting, but it's a really tough cookie. You have to understand there's so many people involved that it's like going through a political chain of like insanity. Like
Do you think-
everybody in the world is trying to write it. Everybody.
So they have not hired a writer. You just give like specs.
They may have.
They may have.
Chris Columbus and Steven are the writers of the story.
Yeah.
But then Dick's really involved in that as much too. I mean, who knows?
3 years, 4 years away.
No, they want it on the fast track. I mean,
Oh, okay. So they want it quick.
I know they've been working on it for a solid year now,
Okay.
and it's still not there.
Still
I think
we're.
we could all say we're really excited for G2.
I hope it happens.
Well, thanks guys. Thanks for talking to me
Totally
today.
awesome.
It's been awesome.
Thanks.
I'm waiting for LD4.